For decades, Nigeria's immense mineral wealth, a treasure chest valued at an astonishing $700 billion, has been locked away. It was a sleeping giant, completely overshadowed by oil and held back by outdated policies and a real lack of transparency. International investors saw the potential, but let's be honest, they were wary of the risks, the uncertainty, and the fact that there was almost no reliable data to be found. Well, that era is officially over. In 2025, a historic and aggressive government-backed reform, supercharged by a massive $630 million investment, is completely transforming the entire sector. A new, transparent, and profitable frontier is opening up, creating what can only be described as a once-in-a-generation opportunity. In this video, we're giving you the ultimate 2025 update. We'll break down exactly what's changing, why it's happening now, and how you can be a part of Nigeria's great mining revolution. A story of untapped potential. To really get the scale of this transformation, you have to understand the past. For over 50 years, Nigeria's economic story was all about one thing: crude oil. This created a crazy paradox. A nation sitting on over 44 different types of commercially viable solid minerals, from gold, gemstones, and limestone to the lithium that powers our future. Yet the mining sector contributed less than 1% to the nation's GDP. It was a story of immense, almost unimaginable potential, just sitting there, completely dormant. Investors faced some serious hurdles. The first was a massive lack of data. Before these reforms, Nigeria had spent a measly $2 million on geological exploration. To put that in perspective, countries like South Africa routinely spend over $300 million a year on the same thing. Without solid, internationally certified data, no serious investor could justify the risk. The second huge problem was the structure of the industry itself. It was mostly informal, run by artisanal and often illegal mining operations, which led to instability and money disappearing from the system. For those who tried to operate by the book, the process was a nightmare of bureaucracy, zero transparency in licensing, and a policy framework that basically encouraged exporting cheap, raw materials instead of building value inside the country. The result? A sector that brought in just 6 billion naira in revenue in 2023, a tiny fraction of what it could have been. This was the challenge: how to wake up the sleeping giant and turn it into an economic powerhouse. The great shakeup of 2025. The answer came as a top-to-bottom overhaul, a series of sweeping reforms under what the government calls the Renewed Hope Agenda. This wasn't just about tweaking a few policies. It was about fundamentally changing the DNA of Nigerian mining. The first move was institutional. In late 2023, the government split the old, clunky Ministry of Mines and Steel Development into two nimbler teams: the Ministry of Solid Minerals Development and the Ministry of Steel Development. This created a laser focus on attracting investment and properly managing the mining sector from the ground up. Then came the financial firepower. In a landmark decision for 2025, the government set aside an unprecedented 1 trillion naira. That's about $630 million, specifically for mining exploration. This historic investment is designed to tackle the number one problem: the data deficit. The money is going into comprehensive geological mapping to generate the high-quality, bankable data that world-class investors need to see to de-risk projects. But data is useless if you can't get to it. To solve this, the Nigerian Geological Survey Agency launched the Mineral Resources Decision Support System in May 2024. This digital, open-access platform gives investors real-time geological information, policy updates, and infrastructure mapping, creating a new era of transparency that was previously unthinkable. These foundational changes have set the stage for a revitalized, secure, and profitable sector. And the results? They're already speaking for themselves. Sector revenue shot up from just 6 billion naira in 2023 to 38 billion naira by the end of 2024, a more than six-fold increase. And in the first quarter of 2025 alone, licensing fees generated a staggering 6.95 billion naira. The great shakeup is working, and it's creating enormous opportunities. The opportunity: top 5 reasons Nigeria is the hottest mining destination of 2025. So, what does all this mean for you, the potential investor, the industry analyst, or just a curious observer? Here are the top 5 reasons Nigeria's mining sector has become one of the most compelling investment stories of 2025. Reason 1. A policy shift to process, don't export raw. Maybe the most transformative policy is the government's new mantra, add value locally. The days of just digging raw materials out of the ground and shipping them overseas for a fraction of their worth are over. The government has now mandated that no new mining license will be issued without a comprehensive, verifiable plan for local value addition and processing. This single policy has become a powerful magnet for investment. In 2024 alone, it attracted over $800 million in foreign investment specifically for building processing plants inside Nigeria. We're seeing it happen right now. A massive $600 million lithium processing plant is being commissioned on the Kaduna-Niger border. Another $200 million lithium refinery is nearing completion near Abuja, with more plants set to come online in Nasarawa State before the end of the year. This aggressive push ensures that the economic benefits, jobs, technology transfer, and industrial growth stay in Nigeria, building a stable and sustainable ecosystem from the ground up. Reason 2. A gold rush for critical minerals. Nigeria isn't just rich in traditional minerals, it's rich in the stuff that will power the 21st century. Following a 2022 geological survey that confirmed significant high-grade lithium deposits, the country has become a global hotspot in the race for battery minerals. The world's biggest players have definitely taken notice. Chinese investors, including giants like Canmax Technologies and Jiuling Lithium Mining Company, have already poured hundreds of millions into funding the new processing plants, positioning Nigeria as a future hub for the electric vehicle supply chain. Recent deals for lithium projects represent one of the largest capital injections the sector has ever seen. And it's not just lithium. The country's vast reserves of gold, zinc, barite, and iron ore are all in high demand. This alignment with global demand for critical and green energy minerals means the sector's growth is tied to the most powerful economic trends of our time. Reason 3. Unprecedented transparency and de-risking. For years, the biggest headache for investors was risk and uncertainty. The new reforms are tackling this head-on. The real game changer is the Mineral Resources Decision Support System, the digital portal offering open access to geological data, licensing info, and regulations. This, combined with a streamlined digital licensing process through the Mining Cadastre Office's EMC Plus platform, has cut through the red tape and made entering the market way simpler and more predictable. In the first 3 months of 2025 alone, the office processed over 955 applications and issued 867 new mining licenses, a clear signal of renewed investor confidence. On top of that, the government is cracking down on illegal mining by forming a new security unit, the Mining Marshals. This elite corps has already arrested hundreds of illegal operators and is working to secure remote sites, dramatically improving the security and regulatory landscape for legitimate businesses. The developments we're covering are unfolding fast. If you want to stay ahead of the curve on the latest projects, policy changes, and investment opportunities in Nigerian mining, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. You won't want to miss what comes next. Reason 4. A new, business-friendly corporate structure. Recognizing that government can't drive this revolution alone, Nigeria is pioneering a new, private sector-led approach. The government is establishing the Nigerian Solid Minerals Corporation, a company designed with a hybrid ownership structure. This model, inspired by successful mining nations, will see the private sector holding a majority 50% stake, with another 25% open to the public, ensuring it's run like a real business. The government will keep a minority 25% share to safeguard national interests. This new corporation is built to enter into joint ventures, attract world-class technical partners, and operate with the speed and agility of a private company. Alongside this, the Solid Minerals Development Fund is actively partnering with financial institutions to de-risk projects at the early stages, providing crucial support for exploration and feasibility studies that private capital often avoids. This modern, business-first framework shows a deep understanding of what investors actually need to succeed. Reason 5. A gateway to the entire African market. Nigeria's ambitions aren't just national, they're continental. The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, was recently elected as the first ever chairman of the newly formed African Mineral Strategy Group. This body, made up of mining ministers from across the continent, aims to create a unified bloc focused on local value addition and getting fairer mineral trade deals for all of Africa. By leading this charge, Nigeria is positioning itself not just as a mining destination, but as the strategic gateway to the entire African minerals market. Investing in Nigeria today means getting a foothold in a country that is helping write the new rules for the future of African resource management. Events like the African Natural Resources and Energy Investment Summit, held in Abuja, are becoming key platforms for making deals across the continent, with Nigeria right at the center of the conversation. How to get involved? For anyone whose interest has been sparked, the path to getting involved is clearer than it's ever been. Potential investors should start with the digital resources now online. The Mineral Resources Decision Support System and the Mining Cadastre Office's online portal are the go-to sources for data and licensing information. There are also numerous valuable resources available on the Nigerian Mineral Exchange platform. Opportunities range from large-scale mining leases, which require significant capital and a local processing plan, to small-scale mining leases. Artisanal miners are being formalized into cooperatives to give smaller players better access to finance and technology. Attending industry events like Nigeria Mining Week or the AFNIS Summit is also a critical step for networking and getting a feel for the evolving landscape. The government has made it clear Nigeria is open for business, and it's welcoming transparent partnerships built on mutual respect and shared economic growth. Conclusion: what we're all witnessing in 2025 is a complete game changer. Nigeria is decisively moving away from its past as a mono-economy, finally unlocking a $700 billion treasure chest that has been dormant for far too long. The combination of massive government investment, a strategic demand for local processing, incredible new transparency, and a surge in foreign capital has created a perfect storm of opportunity. This is more than just an industry update. It's the story of a sleeping giant finally waking up. The story of Nigerian mining is being rewritten from one of potential to one of performance. The sector is on a clear path to becoming the new oil, a powerful engine for sustainable development, industrialization, and shared prosperity. The foundations have been laid. The revolution has begun. What are your thoughts on these huge reforms? Do you think the solid minerals sector can truly become Nigeria's new economic backbone? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching this Ultimate 2025 update. If you found this video valuable, please give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone interested in global investment and emerging markets. And for more deep dives into the stories shaping our mining economy, don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.